Divine greetings, entities, energies, lovelies, bodies of light, the seekers and sojourners of truth, the 144, chosen of the chosen few. You all know who you are. Greet you in the love that lights the truth. From my heart to yours, I am Celestial Earth in this divine energy essence of it all, reporting to you live from nowhere other than dimension number 5. As usual, bringing you the news to infuse if you so choose to infuse with that light on a light grid. Remember, you could always refuse, but be prepared to be fried on the grid. Ashe, ashe to all you lovely bodies, you divine beings, gods and goddesses that you are. Here to bring forth the cosmic winds. So I'm going to speak to you about the cosmic showers, the Perseid meteor showers, I believe is what they call it. Meteorites. I'm calling it the cosmic showers because the cosmic showers injects wisdom in the wind. A message. This is a message to the spiritual teenagers. It is time to listen. Ashe. So this is a time where we really need to tune in and be receptive as we're going into the next month. That is going to be basically updating our receptivity. Ashe. So with that, let's look at these cosmic showers. There's a couple of things that I want to talk about and share with you. But the cosmic showers is really what stand out. It's been on my mind. It's been happening since I think around the 17th. I'm getting used to this, y'all. Squirrel, I'm getting used to this dew. It's like, ooh, cosmic showers rain on you. So with the cosmic winds, the cosmic showers that's been coming in since the 17th, around the 17th, up to about the 23rd. Let's talk about that a little bit. And the peak of it, I believe, was around the 19th, if I'm not mistaken. So we're past the peak, but we're still in that window where we're receiving the cosmic showers, the information that I like to call the nanoparticles of dust from the universe that is raining down on all of us. Oh, it's bigger than it just being a meteorite shower. And this is the first time that this information has dawned upon me in this way in my consciousness and my psyche. A cosmic download, if you will, that was coming in about these showers. It was when I was getting the information about the wisdom in the wind. And I did a live speaking about it. And I believe I shared a poem about it because that's how it came to me. It was really highlighting the wisdom in the wind and how information is coming through the wisdom in the wind. I know I've always said it as how we look at ancestors in the wind, but it was brought to me to really look at the atmosphere. And just as the wind passes through the trees, the breeze that passes through the trees, it's not just breeze, there's information being passed from leaf to leaf, right? From skin to skin. As the air touches our skin, we are getting wind codes. There we go. So it was highlighting to me the wind codes that are all around, the information that is in the wind, in the atmosphere, like nanoparticles is the best way that I could describe it. And at the same time, these cosmic showers were coming in and highlighting to me that, hey, this is not just what astronomy would call a meteor shower. There is some cosmic intergalactic communication that is happening when we have these meteor showers, these cosmic showers that are raining in this information. And if you can see it and witness it, it's even that much more potent because you can make it more tangible to the eyesight. You can make it tangible to your intentions that you would like to put forth. What I was seeing was that as these showers are coming in, it's like the universe just dropping all these, I want to say micro, but I have to say like in the grand scale of the universe, it would be like nanoparticles or of dust, microscopic, microtrips of dust mites, if you will, that is carrying the light, the energy, the information, just as the sun carries light, energy, and information. This is like, I have to just keep saying it, little nanoparticles of dust carrying the light, dust mites carrying the light, these particles of light raining it down into us. Like, we get so much help from the universe. We get sun codes, we get land codes within the earth, we get wind codes, we get water codes, all the elements that come about, we get codes through each one. It's not just elements just to be elements onto us. There's information traveling in the currency of these elements, in the movement of these elements, and the way it translates to us. So these cosmic showers that are raining into our atmosphere, think of it like, and this is how it was showing it to me, just like how you see a comet comes in and kind of bursts into flames as it hits our atmosphere. As they say, it's kind of like it spreads, the dust spreads as it bursts, the information spreads, the nanoparticles, if you will, spreads into the atmosphere. So it's injected into the atmosphere, if you can kind of look at it that way. These cosmic showers injects the light of wisdom into our atmosphere, and however it looks for us. So it is for us to inhale, if you will, take in the injection, whether it be through our skin, whether it be through what we breathe in, because as you're breathing in the atmosphere, you're allowing that cosmic dust to come to you. So the more intentional you are, is the more you're calling forth what those particles are here to help us to calibrate to. It is a time of listening, a time of deep listening, time to listen, time to adhere as it injects wisdom into the air, into the atmosphere. So the winds that are carrying the wind codes that chime through the times are bringing us what we need, if we so choose to tune in and listen. For those who have eyes to see and ears to hear, for those who are cosmically inclined, that tap in and tune into these events, not just for show and tell, not just for an astronomical view to say ooh and ah, but in the beauty of that, to be able to extract from it, to be able to have these showers rain down all over your soul and in your soul, to bring to you the codes, the light codes through the wind codes, through the atmosphere. And this is 5D. 5D, fifth dimension, is atmospheric. The fifth dimension, as in the expression of creation in time, the fifth point, the fifth chakra, that is expression. So it is everything in cosmic expression, everything in the expression of the invisible realm. It's everything that is just in that form, the invisible form that is being expressed out from the inside out. So it is a time for us to listen, to adhere. And this is what I'm hearing being called forth, even right now, as so much is happening right now. There is a somewhat of a purge, as you may notice. You may be losing a lot of loved ones that you know. I had a double loss yesterday, losing my cat, as I spoke about in the live, that he was going. So he went yesterday, and losing a family member unexpectedly. It was like, okay, there's something going on. So it's time for us to listen and tune in. And this specifically speaks to the message that there is for the spiritual teenagers. That is a lot of what I'm hearing, that to piece this together. It's saying that the spiritual teenagers are the ones who really should be paying attention to these times of listening, to these cosmic showers that are coming in. This is a time for those spiritual teenagers, and this has nothing to do with age. Nothing to do with age. I've mentioned it in the live video, but for those who weren't there, I'm going to reiterate it now and speak about it in a way that I didn't go into depth about even in that video, which is to know that this has nothing to do with age, but everything to do with where you are in your spiritual stage, in your spiritual awakening stage. So there's the infant, there's the child, there's the teenager, there's the adult. Kind of think of it like that. So the teenager is exactly what it sounds like. When you're at teenager stage, you're not an infant. You're not new to this. You're not just waking up to this. You're not a child. You're not fumbling with it. Um, you have a bit more of a knowing and an understanding. However, the teenager tends to have more of a know-it-all stance, where you're either puffed up on pride. It's thinking that you know it all. It's like, yeah, I got this, um, and it requires discipline. The teenager, the spiritual teenager, is not yet at the stage of having discipline, spiritual discipline, vigilance, and due diligence, being very vigilant in your spiritual work. The spiritual teenager has a lot of knowledge and maybe even a lot of understanding, but the wisdom hasn't quite kicked in yet. And this is why it's important that this stage of the cosmic showers that are injecting wisdom into the wind, this is important for the spiritual teenagers to really attune to this wisdom, really go within and allow the wisdom to discern that difference between the two. Allow the wisdom to bring to you the discipline, the self-discipline that is required. It's not enough to just know and understand certain concepts of 5D. Now it is asking, the energies are asking you to move with a certain level of wisdom, to put away the childish things, right? To put away the childish things so that you can now fully mature into the adult stage, the mature adult stage of the spiritual awakening, or entering into the fifth dimension, or the age of the Aquarian, this next level. But coming out of the teenager mindset of, oh, I know this, or I know this, so I don't have to do that. It's not about what you feel like you want to do or what you think you have to do. It is about knowing what is true and what must needs be done, and knowing to do that, and being disciplined enough to do it against all odds, regardless of what is convenient to you, right? A lot of spiritual teenagers may not move because something may not be convenient for them. It may not be comfortable. It may not be convenient. And they have spiritually given themselves a narrative that says, it's okay. I can hold this. It's okay. I don't need to know this. You know, they do dabble in spiritual bypassing, and they use spirituality and the things that they know to keep them where they are. And that's the immature aspect of the spiritual teenager. So this is really having to do with the Pluto and Scorpio generation, right? They are really prone to this. Let me put it that way. This is for all spiritual teenagers. You could be 50 years old, you could be, age has nothing to do with it. It's all about the level that you are at, the level of your spiritual awareness. So whether you're 50, whether you're 40 or 30, mostly though, it's going to be mostly those in their, I want to say in their 30s, mid 30s, maybe, in that Pluto and Scorpio generation. They're more prone to this, and reason being because they operate more like the level of spiritual teenagers. They may know a lot, right? And this is not for every single one, because some of you are more evolved than others. These are for the less evolved ones, in lower evolution to mid evolution. Those who are on really high evolved aspects of that sign, of that Pluto in Scorpio sign, if they're more evolved in that part of them, then this is less likely to pertain to them. But you should still look into it just to make sure, just to dot your I's and cross your T's. So check your natal chart and look and see these Pluto in Scorpio, the thing is, and this is why this message is for them, because in getting their wisdom, it's really going to take them a long way, a far way, because with their natal chart, with them being here, Pluto in Scorpio, they're the generation that is here to really break and challenge authority. They tend to move in a way where they feel like they don't have to respect authority. So that generation tends to really lack a lot of true respect for elder, which is true respect for wisdom. And if you can't respect the wisdom or the elders that you can see, then you can't respect the elders that you can't see. The wisdom that is within you, that resides in you and wants to guide you, but you can't hear it because it's drowned out with all of the emotions, the deep emotions and the rebellion. Um, they're here to break that status quo and challenging the authority of the old world. Though they're here to really say, hey, that old world, we don't respond to you. You don't hold no value to us. That's the gift about that part of them. However, if unbalanced and left unchecked, it goes way too far to that end of the spectrum, and they're not willing to listen to any type of wisdom. That's the danger. That's the harm. And they will think that they know what they're talking about. They will think that they know because they have some knowledge. They will use that knowledge and say, but I know this, so I don't have to do that. That's where they lack the discipline. That's where they lack the wisdom, and are puffed up in a type of what I call peacock pride, cocky type of pride, puffed up in pride. And this is what I was explaining in the video when I was explaining the dream that I had with this owl, like these two. I'm not going to go into the whole dream the way I broke it down before, but mainly to say that there was an elder in front of us that was explaining the urgency of what's happening right now in these times and what's needed to be listened to. And she was very gentle and kind in her explanation. And there were these youths, which represent the spiritual teenagers, these two youths, young gentlemen, they just weren't hearing it. And I could see that the other youths around, they just weren't hearing it. And as she started to kind of fade, I began to speak and explain the urgency and kind of translate the urgency. And as I started to do so, this big green owl came in, and the owl represents, this wisdom. So the big green owl came in, spreading its wings, just swooped right in. And they were still not listening, not adhering, even though they were taken aback, and they saw this owl. So it's like you can see the elder, you can hear the elder. They could see the elder that was in front of them, but now they see this big green owl that represents, it's like it's coming in and saying, and bringing the symbolism of everything that is wisdom, and green representing, it's like it's asking you to open your heart. Just as it spread its wings, it's saying open your heart, open your understanding, allow your heart to guide you to actually making the connection and listening to the wisdom. And they were still kind of not listening, and then the peacocks came in behind them, spreading its big peacock, many eyes, feathers, and stepping towards them to the point where they had to back up. They only backed up when the peacocks presented themselves, and the peacocks were different hues of green, and they were supporting the owl. And it was then that they were able to, now they're kind of listening. And I was still speaking to them, and I was saying to them, this is what they're trying to show you. And nature just came to life. And I was highlighting that to them. The urgency is now. You have to listen to the wisdom. You have to put away your foolish pride. The peacocks were like a reflection, representing to them and backing them down with their own reflection of themselves, showing them that this is what you look like. So just as they were like kind of taken aback and a little bit like, what's going on here? Like wildlife is taking over and these peacocks are coming at us. They had to see that this is what they look like. When the elders are speaking to you, you're not listening and you're busy flapping your peacock feathers and you're coming at people. You're coming at the elders energetically, if you get what I'm saying. So it's not a physical thing, but energetically in your consciousness with the resistance that you're holding. Speaking to those spiritual teenagers, right? It's nothing wrong with that because you're not a spiritual child. You've graduated from being a spiritual infant and a spiritual child. Now it's time to graduate again. That's the urgency. It's time to come out of your spiritual teenagehood. The message to the Pluto in Scorpio generation, it is time to come out of that fixation. It is time to evolve and find the balance of, yes, you're here to challenge that old authority, but find the balance that allows you to listen to the wisdom that leads you into the new land, into the new authority, which is authentic authority and soul sovereignty. But you're not going to get that through selfish determination of getting it all on your own might. It's going to be with your surrender of the ego and the will within you, the surrender of the narrative that you've been replaying in your mind to protect your unhealed wounds, to protect unprocessed emotions, to protect whatever it is to protect, and to get whatever you feel you need to get. You don't need to defend respect. You don't need to defend anything. It is to simply surrender and go to the deep, to the wisdom within you, deep into your heart, and allow yourself to see the fallacies in your soul. So those ones, I say this to call to those ones in this now moment. There is an urgency. Time is of the essence. Divine time is of the essence of Sophia that is rising, the wisdom that is rising and is spreading its big green wings like the owl, and allowing this cosmic shower to inject the wisdom into the wind that you breathe in. Breathe in those cosmic showers. Set forth your intentions and call forth what needs to be revealed to you. Allow yourself to be wrong and stop demanding that you be right. Because when you are right, when you are walking in truth and in right, you simply are. You don't have to demand the right to be right. That is the immature, that is the spiritual teenager that is demanding to be heard and demanding to be validated and demanding to be right. The maturity is going to allow you to surrender and say, I don't need to be right. I need to be in right standing and in right order. I need to adhere and listen to the wisdom that is in the wind, to the cosmic showers that are blessing us with its showers of light, nanoparticles of light bites, light bits bursting into the atmosphere. Understand, overstand, and understand what these cosmic showers are bringing and set the intentions to be attuned to them. Pluto and Scorpio generation, know thyself. Do a double check and make sure that you are really releasing, that you are allowing yourself to not just fight authority of the old world. That is part of it. You're good at that. But now it's time to step beyond that and find a balance and know that it is time to listen. It is time to be in the wisdom. Ashe? So I say to you, allow these cosmic showers to rain down all over your soul, inside and out. Catch them if you can, looking to the west. If there's anything left to catch, I know we missed the peak, but set the intention from now at least up until the 23rd, which is the new moon. Maybe on that night of the new moon, you will see some of it, being that it is so dark. You don't have the light, the moonlight's glare. It's a dark night. So you should be able, if you look to the west, to see the cosmic showers of the Perseid, meteorites as they call it, and allow it to bring the wisdom that we need. Allow this injection into the wind to bring you what you need, extracting the wisdoms. Humble yourself. Humility was the main thing that I was hearing. So ask for humility. Spiritual teenagers and Pluto in Scorpio generation specifically, this is that time. It's applicable to everyone. It's a time for all of us to listen and tune in, but it is more specifically speaking this message to break those chains, to break the veils, to break the blocks, break the illusions and those false narratives, to really call forth these spiritual teenagers into a maturity of the next level of this existence in time. We are still in preparation mode, and we need this for what is to come and what is happening in the next few months, specifically November. This is a preparation, so get your showers. Now is the time, now is the hour. It is time to turn over. Pluto and Scorpio and spiritual teenagers, it is time to evolve. Ashe. So with that said, faithfully, this has shed some light for those who are now seeing meteorites and be able to see these cosmic showers differently now, and knowing that they're injecting into our atmosphere and they're bringing us so much more. Breathe it in and know that this is the time for us to go within and be attuned to these messages. Allow the pleroma of divine light to sprinkle its stardust all over you. Ashe. So with that said, it was beautiful. It was great. Please remember the 5D calendars are still here to help you remember the time as we're speaking of divine timing. Get them at a 5D corner near you at akilahtextri@gmail.com. I'll put the email in the description below. Remember to like, subscribe, share, comment if you dare. Let me know how you feel about these meteor showers. Does it resonate with you? Has something like that come up for you? Also, are you a Pluto in Scorpio generation? Is it something that calls to you? If you need more, if you want even guidance through it, you can also reach me at the email for one-on-one. If you're a spiritual teenager and you feel like, yeah, it's time to turn over, share that as well. You never know who else you may be helping with that. So join the team, join the community of our Starseed connection. And remember, we also have, should have did this in the beginning, we also have the full moon, the next full moon, Divine Chakra Moon Workshop is coming up with the next full moon. So look out for that. It's our last full moon before the big November, the big retrograde. So get your meteor shower, get your moon codes, your light codes, your sun codes, your wind codes, and get the full moon workshop to go taking a deep step within before we go into the next level. And with that said, I will leave it right there. Love you all. Each one, reach one, teach one. If you don't know where to start in your big, beautiful heart. Shine your light from the inside out and be the candle that lights the next one and the next one and the next one. Peace, love, and light.